Hello, this is a tutorial about understanding and attempting to solve quadratic equations. A quadratic equation is a polynomial that has a maximum degree or power of 2, as can be seen from the examples given. The maximum power in each case is 2, indicating that the equation is a quadratic equation. There are several ways of trying to solve a quadratic equation, the first of which is illustrated in example number 1. We have been provided with an equation x squared minus 7x plus 10, and we will attempt to solve it using the method of factorization. As described earlier, the prototype of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, comparing that prototype to the equation which we have been provided with, x squared minus 7x plus 10, we can deduce the values of a, b, and c. And we can see here that the value for a will be 1. The value for b will be minus 7, and similarly for c, our value is 10. Now, looking for factors for 10, we have 5 multiplied by 2 equals to 10, and also 10 multiplied by 1 equals to 10. But it's quite clear to see that 5 and 2, when combined, only they will equal a value of 7. Therefore, we are now going to try and use 5 and 2 to solve this equation. The next step will be as shown: x squared minus 5x minus 2x plus 10, and see that these two, when combined, they will add up to a value of minus 7x, which is the same as shown already in the example. Therefore, the equation remains unaffected. But in this way, we can now factorize and take x common. Taking x common now, you see x squared gives us with x, and minus 5x leaves us with minus 5. Similarly, taking 2 common here, we get x minus 5. Now we can see quite clearly that these x minus 5 are common in both scenarios. Therefore, we can factorize. We have factorized the equation into x minus 5 multiplied by x minus 2 equals to 0, which we will now solve by individually equating the two factors to 0, and we obtain the values of x is equals to 2 and x is equals to 5. And that is the answer of your question. We will now illustrate the second method of trying to solve a quadratic equation. This method is called the method of completing the squares. We have been provided with an example here, x squared plus 4x minus 437 is equals to 0. To do completing the square, we have to take special care of the value that is of the coefficient of b. In this case, it is 4. Now we will use that value to create a quadratic equation that will satisfy and create a complete square. Now to do that, we will shift 437 to the other side of these equal to, and we will proceed to create a complete square using the value of b that we already have. To do that, we will use the property of a complete square, which can be written down as x plus y whole square, which is equal to x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Now we will try and break our existing equation down in terms of the equation of a complete square, and we will notice that x here, x squared and x, they are the same. So to complete the square, we need to add 4 over 2 whole square to both sides of the equation, as shown here. And now we can simplify the expression on the left-hand side of the equation to become x plus 2 whole square. If you open this, you are going to get the same as we had earlier. X squared plus 4x plus 4, or 2 squared. Now we will just go on to simply solve the equation to get a value for x, taking the square root on both sides. You get x plus 2 on the left hand side, and you get an under root of 441 on the other side. This will give us two versions of the equation expressed here, and we will eventually get a value of 19 and minus 23, and that is the answer of our question. Now we will illustrate the third method of attempting to solve a quadratic equation, and it is through the use of the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is a generalized formula that has been obtained after making x as the subject of the equation of a simple quadratic equation polynomial shown here. And all we need to do in this case is get the values of a, b, and c and put them into the quadratic equation. in this case, the example has given us an equation of 6x squared plus x minus 15. Now taking the values of a, b, and c and putting them in the formula here, we come to a value of x is equals to 3 by 2 and x is equals to minus 5 by 3. And those are the answers to our question.